Hello, welcome back again. My name is Budman. I believe you have watched the introduction to the writing module of the IELTS Academic. But today, I will go straight into Task 1, writing module. And I will be discussing the formats for the Task 1. But before I go into the format, I want to remind you again that in Task 1, you will be given something to describe. You may be given a line graph, a bar chart, a pie chart, a table. You may even be given a diagram or a map. Or you may be given a combination of two of them, maybe a bar chart and a table, or a line graph and a table. I call that a combined graph. I call it combined graph. So when you have two together, like you have a line graph in the same question, task 1, and a pie chart, or two pie charts, or a pie chart and a table, I call it combined graph. I will still go through everything one by one. But just know that those are the things you can have in task 1, and you are to describe them. Another thing you must know is that you must write minimum of 150 words. Minimum of 150 words. You must not write below that. You can write 160, 170, 180, 190 words. It's okay. But your word count must not be less than 150. And I already gave you the criteria they will use in marking your work. I told you there are 4 things they look at. The first thing is task achievement. Were you able to describe what they asked you to describe? Taking note of the important aspect of the chart or of the map or of the graph. Coherence and cohesion. Lexical resources, grammatical range, and accuracy. And how will you make sure that your write-up meets up with these requirements? How will you make sure? There are some things I will teach you later in other episodes that you can incorporate into your write-up that will make it meet all these criteria, and you don't have to worry yourself. You just write naturally. Now, that is that about that. 150 words. Don't write too much. Don't go and write 250. That will be too much for task 1. There are some area you can actually. So, 150 words. You don't have to write too much. There are some area of the graph you can even summarize. There are some aspects of the graph you can summarize, so you don't have to be writing extensively on what you are not to. Just write on the main points, the main things you can see on the map or on the chart. You don't write your own opinion. Don't say, oh, this is why I think this thing rules. I think it rules significantly because they are not asking you to explain anything. They are asking you to describe what you can see in front of you. That is what they are asking you to do. And once you can do that, then you get your mark and go. You get your mark and go. Now, you have 20 minutes to write. 20 minutes for task 1. Because task 2 carries more mark than task 1. So, they expect you to be very fast when you are writing task 1. 20 minutes. You can use 5 minutes to analyze your work, to organize yourself, and use 15 minutes to write. Now, let's go into the format. The format of the task 1 writing. No matter what you are writing about in task 1, this is the format you are going to use to write. So whether you are describing a line graph, a bar chart, a pie chart, a table, a combined graph, or anything, you must follow this format. Your write-up must follow this format. And why? So that your work will be organized. And I gave you some certain criteria that your write-up must meet. And following this format is one of the things you can do to make sure that your work conform with their standard. Now, I'll read out the format for you. The first part, when you are writing a task one essay, I call it essay. I can call it essay sometimes. It's not really an essay, it's a description. But just know that it's task one. So when you are writing task one, the first part is the introduction. You must write an introduction. An introduction consists of two parts. The first part is the paraphrasing. You have to paraphrase the question. I will still teach you how to paraphrase later. Paraphrasing. The second part is overview. So paraphrasing and overview forms the introductory part of your work, the introduction. So they are just in one paragraph. So when you paraphrase the question, full stop, then you write your overview. So in one paragraph, in a single paragraph, that's your introduction paragraph. Now, if you paraphrase and you didn't write an overview, be sure that you cannot pass that writing. Task one. So just know that your introduction must have two parts. So the first paragraph you are writing is the introduction. It must have a paraphrase, and an overview. That is that. The second part is body paragraph 1. That is the next paragraph, which is I call it body paragraph. But of course, introduction forms the first paragraph. And then the next paragraph will be body paragraph 1, the body of your work. Body paragraph, the main paragraph. And then after writing that, another paragraph, which is the next, is body paragraph 2. So your work must have an introduction, body paragraph 1, and body paragraph 2. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. Don't forget, your introduction is 2 parts. Now, there are some situations where you need to create body paragraph 3. So your work can have introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. A total of 4 paragraphs. That is the maximum in task 1. Don't write 5 paragraph essay in task 1. The maximum you can have is 4, which we have introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. However, most of the time, I teach 2 body paragraphs. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and that's all. And most of the questions you will have in our head, 2 paragraphs will be okay to describe them. But there are some situations when 2 paragraphs will not be okay. So you can create the third body paragraph. You can create the third body paragraph. And that is why I said you can have body paragraph 3. I will still show you some situations where you may need to create third body paragraph. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. So just know that no matter what you are writing about, you must have this format in your head. You must have this format in your head. If you are writing a task 1, any question on task 1, if you are writing a task 1 essay. So that is the foundation. That is the foundation. It must be on your head. You must know the format. You must know the format. So when you know the format, the next thing for you is to know what are you going to write under introduction? How are you going to paraphrase? And that is what I will be teaching you in the next episode.